Hello, my name is Calvin D'Souza, also known as Big Boss Calvin 83.
Do this.
Y'all can see I'm gone. You got you zoom in there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, man.
Hi, my name is Bill. I'm commonly known as, I guess, Bill122460 up on YouTube. I'm the founder of the True Force Loneliness Movement. And then, of course, if it wasn't for help of the people within the movement itself, like Dwayne Holloway, Big Boss Calvin, Warren, John, people speak out. Okay, the people that live, TFL, knows exactly what we're talking about. Now, every year, hundreds of thousands of people across this country are put into a situation in their life, starting from the time of their job, that they're ridiculed, they're stereotyped out, they're bullied, they're pushed out of society. And these people are also denied a mate in their life 90% of the time because of society's social conditioning machine, okay? What's going on in the media, what's going on in the books, the magazines, and the musics, and the eugenic program that your government and your global elite like to put upon you, that has led to these conditions in the dating scene. And in the dating scene, unfortunately, in today's world, it's dog eat dog, it's all about the wrong thing, okay? It's a dog eat dog world, and it's all about the wrong thing. But I want people to understand something. We need to start speaking out, okay? People are living TFL. It's become a taboo subject, okay? They've made it a taboo topic, in other words, taboo. This is the forbidden subject that nobody wants to talk about, and I want to know whoever said this is forbidden, whoever said it was taboo. Because to say something like that, you're only giving grounds to hide something, to not confront something, to not solve a problem, okay? And why would you want to hide something? Well, it's because you know what's wrong. You don't want to correct the problem. It's no more than the genders have never been equal. From the beginning of time, as far back as you can go, I can never remember a time that the genders, men and women, were equal straight across the board. You want to fix the wrong with the wrong. But we got hundreds of thousands of men, and we got women as well, that every year they do everything that they're told. And they try, and they get rejected. They get rejected. People give them all these phony excuses about what you got to do. Well, they go out and they do everything in their powers to meet one person, have a good mate in their life, okay? But because of social conditioning, in 1 to 5 seconds, they're rejected, okay? And it happens over and over and over, and it don't stop. They do everything that they can think of, and you people hand them lame excuses. Well, it's become an epidemic. It's become a major epidemic. It's become global, okay? And we have a problem with society now where people don't even communicate with each other. People don't care about anybody no more. They only care about themselves. And because of the way we're treating one another, when you look around you, we've been running that Happened Again series. But what I want to tell you is this. People, you have a support system here. We have a support system. Okay? People who are living TFL, the forbidden topic that you could never talk about, you had to suppress it down because you could get bullied, you get ridiculed. You couldn't talk out about you because for years nobody even had a name for it, okay? So you couldn't talk out about it. When you did try to talk about it, nobody wanted to understand you, or they were told to grow up, or they were told to go get confidence. Some lame excuse was always thrown to blow off what they were saying because you didn't want to talk about it because it was taboo and it was truth and you knew it. But you wanted to fit in with the other group. So you want to fit in with your group thinking, so you don't want to be casted out as an outfit. Okay, you don't want to be casted out of society as a misfit or something, so you're going to group think with the rest. And a lot of people suppress it, and they go years of being alone, and they think it's normal when it's not normal. And they go through misery. But living TFL starts when you're young, and it can literally destroy a person from the inside out. The majority of you people who live it are men. We do have women living it as well, okay? But the majority is men in today's society. The suicide rate amongst men is very high, and this is a lot of the reason it is. And it happened again is another reason this is happening, but just the same. I want for people to come forward. I want for people to start speaking out. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid it's a taboo subject, because taboo means you're trying to hide something rather than correct the problem. Let's get together and let's correct the problem, but the only way we can do that to get other people's attention is through awareness. And this is an epidemic. It has grown global. And so what I want you to do is I want you to watch what I'm putting together, what I'm working on putting together, and I want to do more of these, and I want more people to come forward, because I want people to be able to see other people's life stories, live in TFL, that this is real. This is a problem globally, and we need to stand together, and people need a community or support group to come together to be able to talk about these issues with each other, so that we can maybe eventually prevent things like George Sidini from happening again. Okay? But if we choose to turn our backs to this and we don't want to do this, then when the next George Sidini or Columbine High School happens again, you will have nobody really to blame but yourselves. But don't be afraid. Come forward, speak out, call into the radio show, okay? Call into the radio show. Do what you got to do, but do your part. Help us. Speak out. Do a video. If you're afraid to put your face on cam, okay? Then do a video and take your face out and replace it with pictures and have your voice in there, the audio. But help us in any way that you can see that's going to help us, because we need to start standing together. And don't be afraid to speak up if you're still hiding or suppressing it because you don't want to be known. Don't be afraid to remember that you have people that are living the same life as you. You're not alone. Okay? You're definitely not alone. So check out this, and thank you, Big Boss. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody within this movement, for your work and anticipation. Let's keep going forward, and people, live in TFL, come and help us, okay? And stand up. Let's put a stop to this epidemic, and if you don't think so, watch up, because these are all true life stories of TFLers and what they're going through in life. And watch this, leave your comments and opinions to the next video. You people all have a good.
Okay, I got to make this really brief. TFL and me. TFL and me. The TFL movement, how has the TFL movement affected my life? The TFL movement has affected me positively in my life. The movement itself, TFL, which I've suffered because, many times when I was a young man, I'm 40 years old now, but many times when I was a young man, I would try to get quote-unquote laid, and I couldn't get laid. And then I become religious, and then, when I got right around, my mid-20s or whatever, and I become a deacon of a church, and this, that, and other, and I was looking for the perfect relationship, and this, that, and other, and there was times that I had bouts of, I thought about suicide because I couldn't find anybody in my life, and then I ended up finding somebody, and when I found somebody, they had a relationship for a year, and then after 2 months of dating, it just completely fell apart. Ended up having a child I had to pay child support for. Ended up getting married again. I've dealt with all kind of different things from both marriages, and the point being is TFL, it tears you up from the inside. I understand I wasn't married till I was like 27 years old. But what I will say is that TFL doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't. I understand where it tears people up, and I understand where, people, they look for somebody and they think that something's wrong with them, and they get angry and they get heartbroken, and they look for somebody and look for a soulmate, and they can't find one, and then it just tears them up, and then it gets to the point to where they think, all women are skanks because they end up getting hurt time and time and time again. But I will tell you this, I found out that the best thing to do is to be happy with yourself and to look at the positive of things, because there's some things, you always wonder what's behind that door, but every time it may not necessarily be a bad thing, a good thing, what's behind the door. I guess what I'm trying to say is as funny as it's funny because the things that I was looking for, I ended up, getting what I was looking for, and then when I found what I was looking for, it wasn't to my benefit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you can take that from somebody that's 27 years old and past pay child support, that just living in a horrible time. So the point being is, be happy with yourself. But my hat's off to the TFL movement. I know what they're saying is real and this is the truth. Just take a look all around you and you'll see it everywhere. That's pretty much all I've got to say about it. I said I would make a video about it, and that's it. Anyway, God bless you.
Hey YouTube, my name is Dimitri and I want to talk about TFL. And you probably noticed my accent, that's because I live in Ukraine, and I'm just one good example that TFL is going all around the world, it's not just America alone. Like many others, I never had anyone in my life, just because somebody decided that love is a fucking game. And so they built a society full of high expectations. They switched love with sex. Now they don't even use the word love, they use serious relationships, like sexual relationships. It makes a difference, and it's sickening. And when you go out and you try to find somebody that will have something in common with you, that won't betray you, that will be honest with you, and you get desperate and you get hopeless because you find no one. Everybody is playing mind games, that's all it is. And somebody go to PUA like the last refuge, but PUA is another bullshit. They just selling you snake oil. They're making profit out of your suffering just without no conscience. You need to realize that acting like a douchebag will never get you into real love. Real love is achieved with being honest, with being yourself, not being like a poser, not acting like a douchebag. And I also know that being alone for a long time can really mess you up. And I've heard about George Sedini, and the things he did is the things that you need to fight against with yourself. Because if you trip, the social conditioning machine just will turn it into another piece of propaganda. And this will make it only worse for all of us. So Dini never had a friend to talk to, and maybe if he had one, he wouldn't do this. And that's the point. And that's why I'm making this video, to show you guys that you're not alone. And thanks to Bill, you have somebody to talk to and somebody that can understand you. And what I can say is just hanging in there. I think it won't last forever, and I wish you good luck, guys.